Greetings, Earthlings. How's it going again? My name is Sumed. Welcome to the channel. I'm so glad you're here because it's better than whatever else you were watching on YouTube on the recommendeds list. Probably, right? You're watching some weird stuff, probably. And now you're here. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you're here. So today after class, and by class I mean advanced class, IMC, Ryan asked me a question. What does Soom want to hunt? And I really asked myself that question because we work with a lot of animal totems, things like this. And I really asked myself, what do I want to hunt? And what I've hunted for my entire life is an altered state of consciousness. That state of consciousness, that flow, that pocket, that can give me access to truth, to wisdom, to power, to certainty in my life. And I've understood that this is a play of opposites, of yin and yang, of Shiva and Shakti. Okay? This union or yoga of life, I've confronted it many times, okay? I've come to understand it with this term. Ferocious grace. The ferocity is the sense of aggressiveness, okay? That sense that I'm going to be assertive. I'm going to go after what I want. I'm going to move in the direction of what I most desire. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna go for it. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go. I'm ready. Right? That feeling, that ferocity that's inside of you that wants to express itself in the best way that it can. I'm sure you're slightly familiar with this feeling. And it can be a very intense kind of feeling, or it feels like a warm coal that's just about to pop, or some molten lava just kind of permeating through your body. This feeling of rage, absolute rage and wrathfulness, but understanding that your wrathfulness, your rage, comes from a compassion. Why are you angry in the first place? Because you care about that situation, about that thing. And this is where the grace comes in. This is where the smoothness comes in. The softness comes in. I used to love tigers. I still do, Tigers are fascinating creatures. And I don't just say that because they're the national animal of India or whatever, of course that's there, the cultural significance. But have you ever seen these majestic creatures? And I say majestic because they really are. Have you ever seen a tiger walk? The way they just look at things, that sense of awareness, of alertness that they have. They're not scared, they're hunting. They're being tacticians. They have a fierceness, but then also a gentleness. The soft fur, but hey, don't mess around with a tiger. They got claws and teeth. They can rip you apart. Okay? And you can't even keep a pet tiger nowadays, unless you like Mike Tyson or something, right? So many loopholes to go through in order to keep a baby tiger. Trust me, I know, I've tried it. There's a lot of paperwork, okay? It's not fun. But also, I don't want to keep that creature trapped, man. I think that creature should be free. Free in the jungle, roaming, exploring. And that's how you should be as well. You should be roaming. You should be free. Okay? There's this concept that we have in IMC Nation, okay? And the concept comes from the crest, you could say, of the wheel. The wheel, as AZD was talking about this today, the wheel is just set in motion, okay? You're working towards something, that momentum. That's that ferocity. The grace is the rest. When your head hits the pillow, or without any pillow even, it rests. Wherever I lay my head is my home. That is the tent imagery. Okay? So the tent is grace. The wheel, the chakra, that's the ferocity. Okay? So I believe that everybody on this planet has one dominant chakra path working. Okay? It's very, very true. Notice this within yourself, okay? That one of your energy centers is more pronounced, more efficient than the rest. Purely balanced, not excessive, right? If you have an excessive chakra, you need to discharge that energy. Okay? If you have an underactive chakra, a deficient chakra, you need to absorb, you need to fill it up with more energy, right? You need to charge it with energy. Or you need to open that chakra or activate it, okay? So sometimes excessive chakras are taking energy, okay? One is taking energy, and the other is what? Leaking energy. It's got to be like a restaurant. There's people coming in, there's people going out. Okay? You can't lock up the restaurant all of a sudden, and your business won't run. There will be no flow. Okay? Just like that, got to keep it nice and open. So there's certain people who are, let's say, more solar plexus based chakras, right? They're all about willpower, going for it, taking action in the world. Then there are others that are more so throat chakra based. They're public speakers or podcasters or things like this. Maybe you're more brainy or heady, right? Maybe you work with intellectual subjects and stuff. Maybe you're in the crown, okay? Maybe you're very grounded and rooted to the earth, and you love gardening and being out in nature, and okay, well then you have a very strong root. Now, just because you have a very strong chakra does not mean that that's your path working, okay? Because sometimes what we might need the most in order for our greatest evolution might not be us being rooted because we're very strong to it, but the fact that we maybe need to open our hearts, and that will unlock something even greater than the root, okay? So then in that particular case, right, that person would be much more in the heart chakra, the anahata, right? So if you understand, okay, just like the front of your hand and the back of your hand, right? This side is more masculine, more hard. Side is more feminine, open. Okay? It's more soft. More soft over here, more hard over here. Okay? Understand that. For the chakras, the masculine is in the back and the feminine is in the front. Okay? And this energy, this vortex, you got to understand, is a key to your ferocious grace. Because your ferocious grace is this energy that you're just riding. It's this organic energy. It's like me just clicking record and then talking like this. That's the energy of ferocious grace. There is a relentlessness to my speech. I can keep talking forever and ever. I'm not trying to filter myself or look really cool in this angle of the light, okay? No, I'm just purely speaking from my heart, from my soul, letting the sun hit all of my capillaries and blood vessels and skin and hair and letting it glow and emanate the sun inside me. Okay? so that I can shine my light, my yang energy, outwards, outwards, outwards. But then it also reflects my yin, my moon, when I'm winding down, when I'm locking down, right? Then I access my yin. But throughout the day, the sun is out. So I'm going full yang mode. I'm doing things. For instance, I'm here to attend a conference, okay? Psychology conference. And today is one of the first initial lectures, you could say, which I will go to much later on today in the evening. And tomorrow it begins, okay? So let's see what comes up. I'll be networking, I'll be meeting with people, I'll be connecting with these astute academicians, these professors, and so forth. And that's exciting to me. Why? Because we're from very, very different worlds. And I learn from every single walk of life. A person who's a beggar, I can learn from them. I can learn from a man who is a multi-millionaire, and I can learn from a man who is a pauper or a complete broke joke walking the streets. Okay? I can learn from the broke, I can learn from the woke. I can learn from the young, I can learn from the old. Because I'm seeking mentorship from everywhere. Anything that my consciousness, my perception latches onto and sees from its own angles and makes an interpretation of the data and then integrates the data and then something flows out, okay? Something flows out of my lips and reaches you on the other side of the screen, right? Pierces through and hits you like, whoa! Did not expect that, okay? When he said it like that, I resonated with that. But what is it about that? Okay, it's the mirror neurons. That's why I love science, man. I can say terms like that. You know what I'm saying? Just a little flex, like, oh, yeah, mirror neurons. You see, the classification of the seventh molecule that you put in the periodic table, okay? It's not nerdy like that, but mirror neurons for real, though, okay? Mirrored, reflecting other people. This is the key to empathy, right? Why do we feel empathy? Because somebody else is feeling something, sadness, and then we feel sadness being around that person who is sad. That's how we know we are empathetic creatures. Automatically, we have this thing, this inbuilt thing, right? So whatever you're consuming in the back of your mind, you're regenerating yourself with, right? You are reflecting, it's like a mirror towards your own character. And this is why we feel so crap being in other people's space sometimes, right? They're just like, oh man, yeah, you know, I'm just tired today. Yeah, nothing much going on. I don't know. I'm kind of bored, you know. I'm just kind of bored. I'm not bored ever. I'm not. There's just so much stuff to learn. So many cool things to do. What are you doing if you're bored? You're not excited by life. You have no process, right? There's no process. You don't wake up every day with a specific plan, right? Not that you have to have a plan. Sometimes the plan is mental. Sometimes the plan is physical. Sometimes the plan is, you know, spiritual. But you got to plan it, and then you will be a planet. Because then other people will revolve around your time, your space, your value, your standards, right? Your own planet has certain rules and regulations. My planet has certain regulations, okay? Like a country has rules and borders and boundaries, right? Just like that, you do as well. You are planets. I learned this from Donna from Mind Valley, okay? She's a very powerful energy worker. She doesn't seem like it at first, right? You look at her and she's like this woman who's like all chirpy and bubbly and like, ha ha ha, right? But you really see her power, her tech. See, this is how I can learn from anybody, right? Like some of you, oh, man, that's not cool. That's not gangster, man. You learn it from Donna from Mount Valley, dog, right? I'll be like, yes, absolutely I am, sir. Okay? That's my response. Why? Because I resonate. Because I've learned something new. How about that? Okay? So Donna from Mind Valley tells you how to stop sucking in other people's energy, right? In muscle testing, right? So she did this example. She had all these people lined up in a row. This is a recent Mind Valley ad that I saw on Instagram. Maybe you guys have seen it too, I don't know. Right? She had people hold up their hands, and then they held hands. One person was weak, one person was weak, one person was strong. Okay? In their energy. As the weak people held hands together with the strong person, they became strong, and guess what? The strong person became weak. Okay? But if you do this technique, which is called the 4 taps, okay? This is from tapping, this is from meridian science. Got it? Tapping the body. There's different parts where, even in massage, you guys, some of you guys studying massage, I don't know if you are or not. You could be a masseuse watching, for all I know. There's so many flow Jedis, different walks of life, you know? So many people watching. So, the 4 taps, she had them do the 4 taps, and then afterwards, they were all strong as they held hands. Okay? So the mirror neurons, really, really important. But you use these 4 taps to flush out the energy. If you're interacting with people, you're holding people's hands, if you're shaking people's hands all the time, you know, going from here, going to there. I'm going to be doing the 4 taps today, for sure. Why? Because I don't want to absorb everybody's energy. I just don't. Okay? That's not cool, man. That's not gangster. Okay? I just don't want to do that. So what are the 4 taps? Let me teach you. First tap, underneath the eyes. 1. Okay? Keep tapping. Good. Now, start tapping the collarbone area. Okay? Thymus thump. Okay? Tap the thymus. And the final one is by the rib, underneath the rib cage, okay? Clean. Clean. Your aura bubble protected. Your energy preserved. You're now a glowing bubble of ferocious grace. And now with this energy, I want you to take this energy, go forth and become spectacular. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you. And stay legendary. Let's go. Upward spiral gang. May we never be the same again. May the flow be with you. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And that notification bell if you want to know when I'm posting every day. Because I post every day, man. You already know. Let's get it today. Gang, gang.